Hello, folks. I tried imaging IC 1396, the elephant trunk, last night, and we went live, but something happened to this streaming software, and we were cut off halfway through the setup session. So I'm not sure how this is going to turn out. We're going to find out. But I'm imaging the sun, and so let's go there. Find a screen share, and we should have the sun in view right now. Get rid of that. Okay. I have been working with focusing, and I don't know if we're going to get it any better than this, but I'm moving out 10 steps to explain just how temperature affects the telescope. Yesterday I imaged the sun and I was at 10,600 steps. Now I just uncovered the telescope and it was much cooler, and I'm at 9,698 steps. I will probably be increasing those throughout the day, provided the clouds will allow. But before we start doing anything, let's move around the sun and let's check the surface and the rim to see first if we have any sunspots noteworthy. Then we'll check the rim and see if there are proms noteworthy. Before I do that, I'm going to go to this website and click on, this is pretty close to real time. These are solar scopes located all over the world, and they may be off 15 or 20 minutes, but they show some pretty incredible images of what the sun is doing. So I'm going to be looking for this area right here, but we'll check the whole sun surface out. So back to the sun. All right, let's see. Let's first move the sun down. We'll go right up through the center, pretty much, of the sun. There's some interesting swirling going on there. We have a spot right here, and I am inclined to let's see. I may end up imaging right here for the spot and this swirling area. Curious to see if there's any proms also. So let's run the gain up. There's something going on there, but nothing in this frame. So let's just go back to 90. let's continue to move around the sun, and we'll go down. I remember seeing that filament in the solar picture. And that was the area I thought I might be interested in, I think. So this is a live view of the sun, July 22nd, 2021. We're a tad bit overexposed. Let's go down to 16 milliseconds. And I'm not sure if that's well, maybe this is where I need, oh, didn't go that far. Okay, I think wrong way. I'm thinking this frame right here might be a good place to start doing a time lapse. So I'm going to bring up my reticle. I just want a single crosshair, and I'm probably going to use right here as a reference and put the crosshair right there, and then I'll babysit this mount and recenter it throughout the time lapse because of drift. I still haven't done a precise polar alignment which would improve it, but I would still have some drift. It doesn't matter how well I polar aligned. This is a Celestron AVX mount, and drift comes with the mount. But it is a very low price mount, and it gets you into imaging. All right, before we do anything, let's take some flats. You see these dust motes? There's one there, and this right here isn't a spot, it's a dust mote. So what we want to do is we want to move into the center of the sun, and we want to fill the frame with the sun so the corners are all Then we're going to go to the all covered, and then we're going to go to the focuser, and we can go either way. We just want to defocus. So I'm going to go out 1,000 frames, 1,000 steps, and I've already got flat as the name of this AVI file, and let's do 500. And we're really getting a picture of all of these dust spots that have accumulated on the chromosphere or the sensor. I doubt the telescope is making a contribution. It's too far away from the sensor, but this is the camera or the Quark Chromosphere. Let's take another. Let's take 3. One more. We're taking it about 62 frames per second, which is slow. I'm not sure why it's that slow, because I'm usually imaging at around 110 frames per second. But that'll work. Okay, we got to bring our focus back, so we'll just come back in 1,000 steps, and that's where we were. And let's up, wrong way. We want to go up and over. And back up. Okay, I've centered this, and that's where I want it. So let's take our first capture, and let's do mercy. All right, let's try to improve the focus first. Let's go. No, let's go back this way. It is really a toughie. That's better. All right, let's take 1,000 frames. Before I do that, let's put surface as our AVI file name, and let's knock off 1,000 frames. I've already moved this. We're at 800, 900. We've done 1,000. Let's do another. And we'll continue to take these. What I'm going to do is go up to, as soon as this is done, I'm going to go up to capture, start capture. I'm going to have 1,000 frames. I want 200 of those, and the interval between frames, let's do 15 seconds. I think that'll work. And now let's move our sun back. So we want to move it north a bit and east a bit, west a bit. Now east. It's like driving a battleship, I always say, which I've never done. But once you get it started, it because of backlash. It's I want to get as close as I can and keep it there. All right, let's start. It'll make stacking so much easier when we're ready to start our time lapse. We'll do batch stacking using AutoStackert. Our first one's out of the way, and it's counting down 10 seconds. And it'll start the next one. Well, I've already forgotten to go around the rim of the sun to see if prominences are impressive. Kind of already did that though with this software, and there isn't too much going on. So we're finished another, and we're counting down. We have 197 to go. Yesterday I was not live, but I took about 250 of another part of the sun. Got a little drift going on. Let's try moving it. Probably screwed up that one. Okay, starting another one now. Before I do these time lapses, I'll blink through each of them and toss the ones that are going to be hard to stack. Let's go ahead and try the guiding software. It's experimental. I already know that the calibration doesn't work, but we can start monitoring and guiding without a calibration. And you see the little points that it's using to guide with. So far, I haven't seen any benefit. Let's see if we can't get closer. And About to finish this capture, and I'm going to try to center again. Ooh, out of focus. That's seeing conditions, unfortunately. Yeah. See how out of focus it looks? That's atmosphere. Now it's clearing up. I really can't see any benefit of the guiding software. If you're using this and you've figured out how to get a good calibration, I would like to know your secret. I've tried using 4x, 16x sidereal. I've changed the maximum move duration. Can't even guess what correction scaling does, or dead zone does. I'm sure it's referencing areas around here that probably are spots. No, I'm not sure. I'm guessing that are spots that it's trying to guide on. So how many pixels would you include? And I've varied that. I've varied this, but I can't get it to work. All right, we got 10 seconds. Let's try to move this over a little bit. Too far. We'll definitely have to throw this one away. Let's go ahead and center, and we want to go up. So let's go east a bit. Tell you, I think the guiding is maybe messing me up. Let's get rid of it. We're at 700 frames. Tell you what, I have this set up to make adjustments 16 times sidereal speed, and I have this 4 times sidereal. I need to move this to 4 times because it makes once backlash has been taken out of the mount, then it moves it a bunch and you're way out of frame. So we're capturing. Again, we're imaging the sun live, and we're doing a time lapse. We started with 200 and we're down to 182 frames left. We're taking 1,000 frame video files. I am using a 173 camera by ZWO, the ASI 173 mono. And once this is done, let's try to recenter again. Let's go south a little bit. meant north. And let's continue. Okay. When this is done, I'm going to play around with the focus. I got 15 seconds to make a decision. Let's go out 10. Let's come back to where we are. Let's go the other way 10. Let's leave it there. So we've gone in 10 steps. We're at 88, 96, 88, 88. One important thing to do if you're time-lapsing is be aware of the histogram and where you are, because my time lapses get messed up if I should vary the exposure, or if the exposure changes during the course of the imaging session, because you can really notice exposure changes when you're doing your processing. You can always run it through linear fit to match your exposures in PixInsight, or you can match your exposures by using Lightroom, but it's just an extra step I don't want to take if I can help it. So we're capturing, and hopefully we'll have some movement here, 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 possibly in this area. Gonna find out. Yeah, my drift is better if I don't try the guiding software. SharpCap is continuously working to add cool stuff. Here's a collimation program for you Newtonians and Smith-Cassegrain Dobsonian users. I haven't checked that out. We're going to have to move north a little bit. I mean south a little bit. No, it's north. And east. Wrong way. Get to the right place quick, because we are capturing. We're live. This is Thursday, July 22nd. I've had clear skies. I had a very successful imaging run last night using both telescopes. I tried to do it live, but my streaming software failed halfway through the setup, so I may try it again tonight. I got some drift, and as soon as the capturing finishes, I'm going to move it over. Maybe went too far. Better leave it alone because I'm capturing. Gosh, I love doing this. I could do this all day long. I'm so blessed I'm retired. If I had this kind of equipment when I was young, I would have gotten fired because I don't think I'd have gone to work on clear skies when clear sky days happened. The good Lord knows when to equip me with a new toy. Okay. Another frame. We have 170 to go. We've been taking 1,000 frame AVI files and babysitting them out by using a virtual hand controller to recenter on these crosshairs. I brought the crosshairs up to help the stacking process, and I'm using this spot as a reference. So let's move it north. Too far. Now south. Well, we got an imaging run, so leave it alone. Let's move it up. Yep, wrong way again. Doesn't want to go up. Now we're capturing and we're off the mark, but Auto Stacker can stack it okay. I'm just helping it out. We're at 500 frames. We're imaging at 62 frames per second. I'm going to probably replace some cables. That's all I can think of because I'm normally imaging around 120, 110, but no less than 100 frames per second when I'm in the when I'm less than 15 milliseconds. I'm at 120 frames per second. 16 milliseconds at a 90 gain, and this thing usually rocks and rolls, so it's I need to move it north. Get the backlash out of it. We'll start moving. Okay, now we're capturing. That's why I pick 15 seconds. You want some time between your frames, and that gives me enough time to make adjustments. It also gives me enough time to screw it up and not have enough time to unscrew it. But okay, we're imaging. Here we're capturing a little off the mark. Okay. Let's try to go west a little. And then south. And we're capturing again. Let's bring it back. Ah! Boy, if I'm going the wrong direction. Okay, this is frame 1128. I'll make a note and delete this one. All right, now we've got to move it back south. And east. And we're capturing. Boy, the backlash is ridiculous in this mouth. Crazy. Okay. Okay. Let's down the 10. Here we go. Another frame, and so far we've taken about 44. And we're going to have to move north. Okay. We're Image of the Sun live, July 22nd, 2021. We have clear skies right now. Typical in the south in the afternoon, clouds start building up, particularly when we have as much humidity as we're having. And it is hot outside. It's supposed to be around 100 today. It's 101 at my mount. Humidity is 39%. It's pretty warm. We got to move my crosshairs back. After this capture, I'm going to add 10 steps out, move the focuser out 10 steps, and see if it makes a difference. And we did. And I can't tell. Let's just go back. Let's go in. Actually, that's better. So there goes Astrodog. Okay, we need to move the mount north. Now we've got to go back south. Now we're capturing. And we're going to move up east a little bit. And we're centered. Okay, we've taken 50 frames. We have 150 to go. This is a live view of the sun, and I'm going to take a pause. I'm going to cancel. I'll come back and take the other 50. I want to switch cameras, and let's I've got the try it again. I've got an ASI 120 riding on top of the can't talk 65 EDQ, and I'll show you what that looks like if I can find. Let's see if that works. Yeah, the telescope on top is the one we're using now. That's the Solar Scout. This is the 65 EDQ, and it has the ASI 173 camera. The one on the bottom is the 65 EDQ. The one on the top is the Solar Scout with the 120 ASI 120 camera. So let's go back and get our screen share. Now we're going to have to move this over and we're going to go up to 16 times sidereal, and we'll try that's going up, that's going the other way. Okay. There we go. Let's raise the exposure, or lower let's lower the gain. Not that much. I mean, raise the gain. Fickle. Okay, this is an altogether different look, and I'm going to change the name to Scout. And I'm going to take a quick capture. This camera you have to the Solar Scout, you have to hand focus, and I'm inside and my kits are outside, so we're going to knock off 1,000 frames. So for me to take flats on this one, I have to go out and manually defocus it, and for that reason I usually end up just imaging with the 65 EDQ. So let's go back to that camera, and while we're off target, let's go around the rim and see if we have any problems. Let's go to about, yes, and let's raise this and raise raise this to about 200. Okay, and so we have a little activity down here. Up. We got a little activity where actually that's pretty cool. We're imaging right here now, so I can invert this image during the processing and get the surface and the proms. Good, that's good to know. Okay, let's go back to 90 and 17, which is where we were, and let's go find our spot. Which is about there. Yep, did it again. I gotta go back to take on. Okay. And let's knock off another. It looks like we're going to have to lower the exposure to 15 because we're too hot. I went to 150. That's about where it was. Okay, let's go back to our capture. And we're going to start capture. We're going to change the length to 150. Because we've already taken 50, and let's start. So we're back with our time lapse. Took a little detour to look at the Solar Scout, and actually I'm gonna have to pause. I'm just gonna cancel and change this name back to we'll go back to capture, start capture, and still 150. And we're going to need to move north when this stops so that we can recenter. Come on. Move, 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 move. A little east. Okay. Well, folks, I think I'm going to end the live imaging session and continue with the time lapse. I hope you enjoyed looking at our star as much as I did. Have a great rest of the day, and clear skies to you in your neck of the woods.